All right, we're going to talk a little bit about iTunes and duplicate files. And I know a lot of people hate iTunes. I have a sort of love-hate relationship with the iTunes application on Windows, or iTunes in general, because I've found that using other software has its own problems. I mean, so it's kind of a choose your poison sort of situation. But one of the things that annoys me the most about iTunes is duplicate files. I'm like, I have a lot of music and it already takes up a lot of space, and I don't understand why iTunes uh, somehow ends up with multiple copies of the same file. So let's take a look at this. So first of all, let's close this so I can show you how to get back here. Um, the way you find the duplicate files, you click on File, Library, Show Duplicate Items. All right, so now we've got duplicate items. So now this is just a list of all the songs that iTunes has determined are identical somehow or another. So here's where it gets annoying. Look at this list right here. Maroon 5, I've got 3 copies of Beautiful Goodbye. They're all from the exact same album, they're from the exact same artist, they're from the exact same, the exact same time. All of that, those are duplicate files. So then the question becomes, well, why? Why are they there? Same here. This is all identical across the board. So we can get rid of that. Same here. Why do I have 4 copies of that? Um, got 2 copies of that. Now here, these are not identical. Because of Love, 4 minutes and 21 seconds by Janet Jackson on the album Janet. That song is also on the number one's greatest hits album with a different time. iTunes should be smart enough to look at that and say, yes, these are the same title. Yes, this is the same artist, but these are on different albums. Therefore, they're not identical. But then if you come down here, you got Kelly Clarkson. For some reason, we've got multiple copies of that. And now I just broke it by not holding the control key. But I don't understand why iTunes creates these duplicate files in the first place. But more importantly, I don't understand why it doesn't have enough intelligence to tell what is truly identical and what's not. Because just because a song has the same title doesn't make it identical. And it would not be that difficult for developers at Apple to add a couple parameters to this filter to say, okay, well, let's look for songs not just that have the same title, but that have the same title and the same album. Because then at least we've narrowed it down to now that's a duplicate file. There shouldn't be 2 songs of the, 2 identical songs on the same album. And there should be a way to automate the uh, deletion of these files. Like I've got roughly 12,000 songs. And at the rate of having 2 and 3 and 4 duplicate songs throughout here, I've probably got, you know, another 12,000 duplicates. So I don't really want to go through the manual effort, and I think that Apple should have a smarter uh, deduplicating feature in terms of identifying the songs, and a smarter deduplication feature in terms of me being able to say, yeah, those are duplicates, get rid of them, without me having to go through and manually choose them 1 song at a time. So it, it, it sort of boggles my mind that iTunes has been around this long, and it comes from a company like Apple that is so focused on uh, quality and customer service, and I generally am a huge fan of Apple, but iTunes is just horrible in a lot of ways, and this is definitely one of them. So now I can delete these, and now a couple of these will pop back up and say, oh, well, that song is also available in the cloud. And again, I'm like, I don't need that duplicate entry to show up. This is the exact same song I already have. I don't care if it's in the cloud. I've already got it. And I don't understand what iTunes is doing there. So it's just kind of frustrating, but that is how you find the duplicate songs. Again, like if I click done, you go file, library, show duplicate items, and then you too can go through the very frustrating effort of identifying and manually deleting the songs one at a time, only to have them pop back up again as soon as you're done. So there you go.